Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today for the Divine Feminine on her twin flame journey. So just please take what resonates and get rid of anything that doesn't. This reading is timeless, which means that whenever you happen to run across it, it may resonate for you. I do say he or him for masculine and she or her for feminine. It's just the way that I channel. So just apply the energies, how they resonate for your situation. All the decks I'll be using, I'll let you guys know what they are as I shuffle each deck, and everything will be listed down below. And this Organite today is called the Divine Feminine Rising Organite. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a look and see what is being highlighted right now for the Divine Feminine on her twin flame journey. So where is she at right now at this particular time when it comes to what she's working on, her current vibration, etc. This is the Divine Feminine healing that I've created. And we're going to go ahead and combine it with my Depths of the Sea Oracle as well. Where's the Divine Feminine at currently? We have Image really working on herself. And this is definitely a tough one. This says, I'm comfortable in my own skin, even if others can't accept me. So the Divine Feminine right now could be going through all kinds of things, body image issues, who she is in the world, who she is in her career, in family, friend life, whatever this is in her community. So it's about her loving herself and, having that self-value and self-worth within that really is the reward system rather than what is external to her. So let's go ahead and get an oracle and see what this may have to do with. Yeah, worn out, interesting. It's kind of like trying to please everyone else to no avail. You'll never do it. Anytime that we are trying to just get some sort of validation from the outer world, it can only work for so long before you just completely burn yourself out, okay? So Divine Feminines could be going through a lot of different things where they're just feeling really tired, really exhausted, maybe even trying to keep up with the Joneses or, just whatever this might be, working too hard, not taking care of the self. And this says a lot about us. Sometimes we overgive. Sometimes we overdo. Sometimes we feel like we can't just relax. We can't just take care of ourselves. It says a lot about our self-love and how we value ourselves. So if we're so busy doing things for everybody else and we're not taking care of ourselves, it really actually shows a lot of how we truly just don't value ourselves. We value others over ourselves. So I feel like right now, this might be some sort of a topic or an issue for feminines right now in just various areas of their life, not just one. Okay, so just take it as it resonates. What else? Promise. I will not settle for crumbs. I deserve a great love in this lifetime. This is beautiful because, the last thing that I want to see any feminine do is wait around for her divine masculine to ascend or to awaken or to finally figure it out. Some of you guys may feel guided to do that. Others of you may just decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and keep moving forward with my life. Don't let anybody tell you what's wrong or right for you. You've got to do what's best for you or what feels right to you. So if some of you guys are wanting to just maybe focus on something else or go into another area of your life, there's nothing wrong with that. If some of you guys want to continue to work on yourselves and do your own thing, fantastic. You can also be a great love for yourself in this lifetime. It doesn't have to come in the form of another person. So I will not settle for crumbs, meaning I won't settle for less than I deserve. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to have somebody mirror back to me what I'm giving. And so if someone is not willing or able to do that, then we may pull ourselves away and be alone and just have that relationship with ourselves. So that also is a promise to love the self. Yeah, uncooperative. Anybody that is uncooperative, anyone that is having a difficult time getting on that same boat with me, that pirate ship, if you want to be a pirate, you want to go off into the world and explore, you're still finding yourself, whatever the situation might be, no problem. But I don't want to settle for these crumbs. It's not good enough for me. I value myself and I love myself too much to wait around and twiddle my thumbs. So this is just the Divine Feminine saying, you know what? I deserve more and I'm going to continue to care for myself. So some feminines might be feeling a little worn out on this journey. If you guys are feeling that way, there is a reason, because that is an alarm bell for you that you do need to take care of you instead of focusing solely on the masculine, if that is something you've been doing. So let's go ahead and get one last message here. Shining star. Thing is, feminines, you can walk away with your head held high. You're not walking away from, you know, the journey or your masculine. You're just actually walking more deeply into yourself at this point. You are going to continue to shine out above all the rest. This is what this says. You will always stand out above all the rest. This kind of a connection, there's no other connection on the planet like it. Your masculine will never be able to duplicate this, and you may never be able to duplicate this type of connection in another person. You're not meant to. Could you love again? Could you feel things again? Absolutely. And your masculine could as well. So you walk away with your head held high, knowing that this type of an energy, this type of a connection is not something that comes along every single day. And that goes for your masculine as well. And sometimes, you know, in order to be able to walk away, we need to know these things. And I feel like it's probably why that's coming out. Nothing wrong with knowing that you're the bomb. Okay. We have hammock introspection. Yeah, somebody I feel needs time to go within and introspect. And this is probably the masculine. This could be feminine for some of you guys. But I feel like with time, it's going to become more and more evidently clear who you are to this masculine. So he's either going to level up with you, like my past reading that I just did on the masculine spoke of, or may not, may continue to be uncooperative. But the thing is, you will continue to move forward with life instead of wearing yourself out waiting, because you love yourself enough to keep moving forward, to expand and grow. Beautiful messages so far. So now we're going to go into where you're at vibrationally on your twin flame journey. So this particular deck is called... not sure what it's called. Hold on for just a moment. I always forget the name of this deck. Twin Flame, A Journey to the Heart key cards. Okay. Where are you at, feminine, on your twin flame journey? Where's your vibration at with this twin flame connection? The card that wants to pop up, you guys, is Let Go. So I do feel like some of you guys are ready to not necessarily like get off the twin flame journey, but maybe let go of it in the way that you were attached to it before. Like you're expanding, you've grown, you've ascended to the next level. You realize that not all of your self-worth and happiness revolves around the masculine. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. Memories. Hey, you take the memories with you, you know, regardless. But it says past memories bind us, but will also free us as we seek our own self-truth. See? You know, I take the love with me. That's what I'm getting here. I take the love with me. It says, when you feel lonely, look up at the night sky, for you will see our universal home and the stars to guide you back to me. So the thing is, you guys are these like star-crossed lovers. You guys came into this universe. You guys are still connected universally. You guys are still connected energetically, always, no matter what. So that does bind you. You know, you guys are always bonded together. It's an energy. It's only this physical separation in this world that, you know, you're kind of experiencing. But really, there is no separation. Eyes of the soul. We have been through many lifetimes and have finally found each other. Oh, I love this. I just said star-crossed lovers, right? The memories, the stars. Look up at the stars or the night sky, shining star. I just am putting this together right now. Look at how cool this is. Yeah. So this is reminding you guys could also be with that message coming up. You guys could also be star seeds or some type of, you know, like you guys came from another constellation or a planet or something. And so you're reincarnating into this lifetime for a very specific reason. But it says, we have been through many lifetimes and have finally found each other. So you have finally found each other here. Everything is predestined for each soul's divine purpose. So there is a destiny that has been put in place. Take note of the many messages and signs that will come your way, and answers you seek can be found in these signs. So there's a lot of signs that are leading you right now, Divine Feminine, on your twin flame journey. It says eyes of the soul. So it could be that when you looked into your masculine's eyes that you just knew. It's like the souls instantly recognized each other, instantly recognized the counterpart here. There was these past memories that just started bubbling up here. And some of you guys could really be experiencing a lot of past life memories and things that are coming up now that are connected to your masculine. So some of you guys could really be working through a lot of that stuff right now. Some of that could be challenging, or some of it could just be really, really beautiful energies. So don't discount things that are coming up. They're coming up for a reason. And there's a lot of signs that are guiding you on your journey, feminine. So pay attention. And last one, we have oneness. See, at the end of the day, you guys are one. It says, each twin holds the beauty and the light of each other. This card reminds you that you and your twin are in union energetically, even though you may be apart or in transition. It's exactly what we just spoke about. So you guys are bound energetically together. And that doesn't mean a negative, as in whatever your twin flame's going through, you're going to automatically take it on or anything like that. It's your duty and your responsibility to ground yourself and to focus on you and do your own work. And it's the masculine's job to do the same. And sometimes, of course, we will gravitate towards one another when we're feeling lonely or sad or, just want to be together. And there's nothing wrong with that either. But we have to realize what our energy is and what our masculine's energy is, and try not to take it on. If you're an empath or a codependent, these things could be a much more challenging as well. But you are definitely here to work on yourselves, but also to work with each other on yourselves. You guys specifically trigger one another in order to create that, inspiration to want to do the work, etc. So that is the energy and the vibration of your twin flame connection right now. Beautiful. You guys are one. The memories connect you. Your eyes connected you. Your souls are connected. There's lots of lifetimes that might be coming up too, but you have found each other finally in this life. And so there's this recognition immediately of your counterpart. Beautiful stuff. So look up at the stars, you guys. Even if you might not be together in the physical reality, look up at the stars. That is where you guys are truly connected. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and see what kind of traumas or what kind of healing still needs to be dealt with at this time that could be impairing the feminine right now of living her fullest life and being the best version of herself. So let's go ahead and go into this deck here, which is called the Heal Yourself reading cards. Oops. Selling out. I was going to say self-sabotage for whatever reason. Selling out. What is this about? Let's go ahead and go into my twin flame journey shadows. Okay, selling out and becoming robotic. Irresponsible. And we have warning. Okay, so this is what's coming through for me. It's like selling out to the stress, selling out to the ideas, like not having the faith. And it's not like we have to continue to have this faith that this connection exists. But some of you guys might go through a lot of doubt. Some of you guys might just decide, you know what, this whole thing is BS. And that's okay, because sometimes on your journey, you are going to go through doubt. You are going to have those faithless nights, or you're going to feel like you're completely delusional. And again, I just want to reiterate, wherever you guys are at on your journey, you're at that juncture for a reason. The truth will be revealed to you. Whether it's going left or right, it will be revealed to you, and you will do what you need to do at that juncture for a reason. So if some of you guys pull away from it, or some of you guys decide, you know what, this is just not for me, this is something I can't handle, you go in another direction, embrace it all, because it means something. It's going to take you to the next level of your ascension, regardless. So that's why it's really good to be open-minded on your twin flame journey, because you just never know what is in store and why. So some of us might be selling out to this idea that you know, this is a fantasy, or this is not real, or how could I be such a fool? And the thing is, there are some instances where maybe we have it wrong. Maybe the person that we thought was our twin flame or our masculine, it turned out that it was just actually this toxic person or false person that was there to teach us something about ourselves. But the thing is, even if that's the case, which we really don't know whether or not somebody's this or that, because labels really don't matter. But when we sell out to all things are like that. Love is blind. Love sucks. I'll never be happy. Everyone is out to get me. It's that fear that it just like kind of plummets us. We become faithless. We don't believe in love anymore. We don't believe in happiness. We believe we're doomed. We believe that, like we're just never going to be happy. We don't deserve it. Love doesn't exist. It's just all a fairy tale. The ego can really have its way with us. And when this happens, we become robotic. We become stiff. We might also become irresponsible, do things that we weren't doing before, overeat, overwork, just say F it, and just start doing a lot of things that are sabotaging ourselves. So I feel like that's one of the reasons that self-sabotage came to my mind when I first flipped that card. So when we sell out because we're scared. We sell out and we give up because we're afraid, because it's hard, right? It's hard to change, or it's hard to take responsibility, or it's hard to love someone unconditionally. It's hard to accept that sometimes things may or may not be meant to be. It's hard to accept that we just don't know what's going to happen, that we can't predict the future, that nothing is for sure, nothing is certain in life, you know? So when we're selling out to all of this fear and all of this idea, or all these ideas, our ego just has a total way of just completely demolishing us. And then we end up on the bottom and we're having to peel ourselves off the floor once again. So in a way, you guys, we're being warned not to go down that path. That path is actually not leading us to a vibration of love. It's actually leading us to a lower vibration of blame, hate, bitterness, revenge, giving up, being faithless, all those things. It's just a dead end. And it's a downward spiral, really, is what that is. It's a downward spiral, as you can see, down that elevator shaft. So we need to be responsible enough in our lives and take responsibility for some of our own unhappiness and some of our triggers and some of the work that we didn't do before our masculine came along. It's easy to blame someone else for all of our feelings. It's easy to blame someone else for all of our problems, but we do have to take responsibility for our own healing. So let's not sell out by blaming. Let's not sell out by just saying love sucks, this twin flame journey thing is a crock and all this other stuff. It doesn't mean we have to believe it. It's not a cult. If it's uplifting you and it's inspiring you in a beautiful way, and you don't really have any expectations and you're working on yourself, there's no reason why you wouldn't continue on a beautiful path like this. But if you're really hurting and you have a lot of things where you've lost your way along the way and you just feel like giving up, this isn't saying hang in there, but don't sell out just because things did not turn out the way that you thought they would. Try not to sell out and just, this didn't work out for me, so this is crap kind of thing. We've got to take responsibility for ourselves. We got to do the work. It's easy to give up, but we're being warned not to. Continue to work on yourself, and it's not for a prize. It's just for your peace and contentment as you continue to evolve through life. Wow, that was a lot, and I hope I didn't lose you guys there. So let's go into my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot and see what else is popping up. Yeah, look at that. 3 of Cups. I really feel like some of us are experiencing some things either in our community or with friends or family and other things besides masculine. I kind of picked that up with the image thing at the very beginning of the reading. It's almost like other things are creating a pitfall, and it's not to blame, but we're allowing other things on our journey to get in the way we're allowing the experiences with other people to really rock our world to the point where we want to give up. It's almost like it's distracting us from our mission when we first came onto this journey. I can completely attest to this. I felt so amazing at the beginning of my journey in 2017. And there are so many shitty things that happened. And I'm not sitting here acting like a blameless victim, like I had no part in any of it, because I definitely did. I didn't handle myself correctly. I had a lot of, and I still do have a lot of codependency issues, a lot of low self-esteem, self-worth, a lot of languages of love, the way that I needed love or was giving love that were completely just not healthy. And just a lot of different issues within my marriage and just a lot of things that were going on. And there were people that I had met along the way, and it's not to blame anybody, but I became attached, and I participated in, just different connections and things like that just ultimately crashed and burned. And it really, really caused me to lose a lot of faith in myself. It caused me to lose a lot of that fire and that passion that I had for, I would say, the first couple of years of my journey. These last couple of years have been really tough for me. And maybe some of you guys have really even sensed that from my readings, and just compared to who I was before as to who I am now. And I'm not trying to say like who I became is not good too, but I just feel like it's different. And there's a lot of things that I can sell out to right now and say, all people suck. I will never be able to trust another person or friend as long as I live. I could say that. I could sell out to that idea that, soul family, soul sisters, and that whole thing that I had to go through for the last few years, nothing but crash and burn and disappointment in people that you're trying to connect with. I could sit there and sell out to that all day long and say, oh, and never try again, or never open myself up to anyone new ever again, or to just completely shut myself down and say this twin flame journey just isn't what I thought it was. I can sell out to all those things and get super stiff and just completely just, or I can continue to work through the steps of my own healing and my own growth and keep, pushing forward. And it's hard. It really is. It's hard. So anyways, the reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because some of you guys might be feeling the same exact way, where you've just hit a block, where there's just so many things that seem to be happening outside of just what you came into this journey with, that have in some sort of a way have almost threatened just your original thinking or your just original path, and it's very easy to blame people and say, oh, well, if this didn't happen, or I didn't give this much time to this person, then I would be so far along, or I could have done all these things, but energetically I just was so drained I couldn't do that, or whatever the heck we want to say. Or we could take responsibility and say, there's a reason that I went down that rabbit hole. There's a reason that I was attracted to that person or that situation. And in the end, ultimately, it was for healing purposes and ascension purposes. But man, are those lessons are fucking tough. They really are. They are tough. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue. Yeah. We can get deadlocked. We can definitely get deadlocked with all this crap. Or we can take off the blinders and really, really, truly see ourselves. And it's not about looking at ourselves and blaming ourselves and saying we're the problem. But you know what? And I've said this before to other people. It can't be everyone else. So I got to say that to myself. It can't be everyone else all the time. Sometimes it has to be something that we are continuously doing that's like attracting this or adding to this, storm. So these things that seem to get in the way, these things that seem to pop up are warning us for a reason, to do the work, to correct that behavior. And also too, there's a lot of ego. And I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for myself and the things that I've seen and the people that I've connected to over the years. There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of ego in life. But surprisingly, there's a lot of ego and competition in any field, even the spiritual community. And I'm not calling out anybody specific, and I'm also just putting myself out there as well. I have gotten involved in that ego trap. I have gotten involved with, needing to stay relevant and, feeling like a total failure and, just all those different things. But when we are letting that dictate our self-worth or our value or who we are in the world, with how many followers we have or how many, decks we have or how many people, like our stuff on social media or whatever, it's nothing but pure misery. It's nothing but pure misery, and it's nothing but a distraction on your journey. So I feel like maybe a lot of divine feminines, especially divine feminines that are out there in the community trying to, create a business and this and that, it can sometimes, you just get there and you don't even know how you got there. And you're just like, how did I get on this how did I get on this hamster wheel? Am I even doing things that I love anymore? Or am I just doing things because of this? It's like it doesn't matter what. I've been on so many different paths and avenues in my life, and it's amazing how they all end up to the same point, and the common denominator is me. So it's not the community, it's not this, it's not that, it's me. I will take anything and take it to an ego place. And why do I take it there? Because there's things I have to fix within myself. So I just feel like some of you guys might be able to identify with that. And I just want it to be known too. I started out on this journey as wanting to just help everyone. And I unfortunately got taken advantage of too many times. And so what I've done is I've severely drawn back my energy, severely. And it may come across to people as I don't want to help anyone else or I don't want to promote anyone else. And that's simply not the case. But unfortunately, there are a lot of takers in the world that want to give nothing back in return. And for me, I've just gotten to a point where I have healthy boundaries now. And I'm very discerning with who I will let in and who I can't. So unfortunately, things that I've had to go through have led me to that point. And I'm not here to say that all those things are good. Like I'm all great now and I'm high vibing now. No, I'm struggling. I'm definitely struggling. So it's hard. It really is. So anyways, why did I get into all that? Maybe somebody else will identify with that stuff. Maybe somebody else out there is going through the same exact thing. And I've talked to other people and I know that you're not alone. I'm not alone because other people are feeling this too. Other feminines out there. So anyways, all right, let's pull that shit back and, get back into this reading. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see how our angels are assisting us at this time, how they are trying to get our attention and the direction that maybe they are asking us to take right now with our mission and our purpose. So this right here is called the Angel Therapy cards. Have you asked your angels for help with this? Sometimes that's the thing. We have all these things, we're going through all this stuff, and we just forget to ask. It says your angels want to help you with the situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. So yes, we all come into this life with free will. But when we're praying and we're asking for our spirit guides and our angels, just help from above, we have to ask. Yeah. Ascended Masters, beautiful, powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. So some of you guys are directly connecting to, different Ascended Masters. I can't name everybody on there, but it looks like we've got, well, Jesus Christ there. I think that's Paramahansa Yogananda, Native American, what is that, like a Krishna something? I'm really bad at all the names and stuff, but I've seen all those symbols before. However, that resonates for you. And that those are not the only Ascended Masters, but powerful, loving, and wise teachers that have been here before you. These are people that you're connected to. These are Ascended Masters that are trying to guide you now, trying to connect with you. So if you guys are feeling called to connect with Christ, or you're feeling called to connect with, Hinduism, Buddhism, just different philosophies, definitely explore those things, because there are answers and there is wisdom and guidance everywhere. It's not just in one thing that you're going to find that. And we have visualized success. So this could be a vision board, you guys. Some of you guys might, and you know what I love about this day and age is that, yes, I remember, in the 90s and I guess the 2000s, if that's how you say it. I used to have magazines and I used to have parties, and, we would get together with a bunch of girlfriends and we would cut out just different things. And you can still do that today. I mean, that's kind of like old school now, right? Like old photographs. Now everything's like digital. You can do things on Pinterest. You can create boards of inspiration. Anything that's going to help you visualize success. You could also do creative visualization, go into a meditation, listen to some music, go outside, sit in nature, visualize what you want. So it says, see yourself doing well in any situation, really, and have faith in a positive outcome. So this is also about law of attraction. This is about positive affirmations. This is about anything that's going to help you to feel more positive and uplifted. So maybe instead of popping on social media first thing in the morning, maybe try to listen to some sort of positive, uplifting music, sit in some meditation, maybe listen to a positive podcast or whatever, anything to just motivate you from the very get-go to be in more of a mindful, positive mindset, because it will set the tone for the day. That's beautiful. So these Ascended Masters these Ascended Masters, specific ones, are actually helping you at this time. We have help. Ask help, helping you to succeed with whatever it is that you're visualizing at this time. Okay? It's beautiful. So let's go ahead and go into these guardian angel cards and get a message from a guardian angel. Compassion. Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender the self-criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. And, just speaking from personal experience, since I've spoken enough about that in this reading, that's a tough one, loving the self. When you have a lot of self-hatred and a lot of just self-loathing that you just experience, it can be very difficult to have compassion for yourself. And when you don't have compassion for yourself, you're probably not going to have a lot of compassion for other people. And that might be one of the reasons why your outer relationships are just not successful and are falling apart. So it's always a reflection back to the self. And I am speaking from personal experience there. Let's go ahead and go into our chakras and just see where our chakras are radiating or vibrating right now. What chakras are highlighted at this time? This is the Chakra Insight Balance cards. Communication. So our throat chakra, self-expressing, exchange, sharing, and connection. We also have the root chakra, action. It says movement, perseverance, discipline, and motivation. and our heart chakra, emotional balance, stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. So all of these chakras right now, ooh, sorry about the glare, you guys. All these chakras right now are highlighted for a reason. So let's go ahead and see what that's about. Why are these chakras coming out right now? What's going on with these chakras? Knight of Cups. Okay, so the Knight of Cups can be connected to the sign of Pisces. It says romantic, flirtatious, introspective, fickle, falling in love, being swept off your feet, a sudden love affair, a lack of balance in a relationship, situations or topics that make your heart flutter, a love of art and poetry. So that's a lot of just different information. So this is about the way that we're expressing ourselves romantically, the way that we're even expressing ourselves artistically. It could be some sort of an imbalance in a relationship where more communication is needed. And it could also just be just that feeling of falling in love. So right now, we may be talking to someone where our heart is fluttering. We might be thinking about someone where our heart is fluttering. We may want to share something that we're feeling with another person. So that's coming up. And then we have the wheel, which is Sagittarius energy. Take a chance, take a risk. It says a fresh new start or the end of delays, sudden or unexpected progress, a very positive change in your life, travel or a new vehicle. So some kind of a wheel is turning, a karmic cycle is ending, a new door is opening, a new phase is starting. Somebody could be communicating with you how they feel, and it's going to make your heart flutter. So I just feel like the reason that that's coming up as being activated right now is because you're either having telepathic communication, could be with your masculine, and it could be something that actually presents itself in the material world. So now we have action, which is movement in the material world. The Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is very independent. It says enjoying the fruits of your labor, hard work that has led to a luxurious life, buying yourself something special, happily and successfully self-employed, and enjoying your solitude. So this is about being on your own and feeling really good in your own energy. So I just feel like this is probably the energy that the feminine has been in or will be in. And because of this, everything that's meant for you or destined for you is going to come around one way or another. So really try not to worry or try to push for when something's going to happen. Just try to remain calm and just be disciplined in working on your own life. Let that be your motivation. Self-improvement, self-empowerment. And we have wise counsel. This right here, I believe, is the Hierophant's energy. It says unity with a spiritually minded community. Ask the divine for help. Another card saying ask the angels or the divine for help. And trust that these answers will come. Compare traditional methods with new ideas to see which is best for you. This is about expanding yourself, you guys, on a spiritual level. Opening yourself up to new spiritual philosophies, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. You're being counseled right now. Elders, like a wise counsel, ascended masters are trying to communicate with you and helping you to move forward in your life. But you've got to ask for this guidance, because once you ask for it, then you're going to be able to receive it and understand it. That's what I'm seeing with that. So now we have emotional balance, and I like this because this is talking about a lack of balance in a relationship, and now we have emotional balance. Five of Swords. So this would probably be the lack of balance. Something that happened perhaps that was unwise. Somebody made a choice, but it wasn't the wisest choice. Five of Swords means people engage in behavior that's just not on the up and up. Things are not fair. Things are just kind of like a lose-lose situation. Nobody really loses. Somebody may have lacked integrity when we dealt with them. They may have had questionable motives. So we're looking to heal from maybe past communication where this communication was maybe deceptive or just not truthful. And it could have created a lot of emotional trauma in our heart space. So our heart chakra could feel a little blocked at this time. So we're trying to move through this. We're trying to move past this. And we have justice. Beautiful. I really feel like what this is saying, you guys, is that this is Libra's energy. We're going to be able to move through this, whether it's with someone coming with communication and we have a chance to work things through and have a conversation, or we're going to do it all on our own. We have 2 cards that say integrity. Somebody is going to stay in their integrity, or they're going to come with communication and they're going to be in their integrity. They may not have been in their integrity before. And what's interesting is we have 3 cards that say integrity. So this is kind of interesting here. Maybe this doesn't say integrity, but I always say that the Hierophant is about integrity. Somebody who lacked integrity before is going to be in a position of integrity. This to me is something that's the scales of karma or justice are being balanced out here. Somebody could come back with an apology, and what this does is it helps to emotionally balance the situation for us. Somebody's actions speak louder than their words. It actually helps to move this energy that might be blocking our heart chakra. So this right here is telling you to start to take the action on your own. This might be one of those situations where you can't wait for this to happen. You can't wait for this to come. You can't do the healing when. It's about you showing up for yourself and doing the healing now. So you can visualize perhaps this person coming back, and you can use that visual exercise as a way to forgive them and a way to move this blockage out of your heart space or out of your heart chakra. That's what I'm seeing here. So interesting stuff, but I'm telling you guys, whenever I see the Wheel, the Judgment card, or Justice in the same reading, there's some major karma cleansing or karma clearing that's happening here. So someone is coming back around, a karmic cycle or karma is coming to a close, and it helps us to move forward. This is 10, this is 11. So 10, 11, if you guys are seeing a lot of 10s or 11s or a combination of both of those numbers, that means something. That definitely means something. All right. So we're going to go ahead and end this reading with some just motivation from Spirit and also signs from Spirit. This right here is called my Tall Tale Cat Crew deck. It's my babies. Have more fun, damn it. If you're not having fun, then why are you doing it? And that's kind of the question that I proposed, I guess, at the very beginning of the reading. This twin flame journey, if it's not something that's uplifting you and you're just not having fun, then that means something. It doesn't always mean that it's BS. It doesn't always mean that this is just all a crock or a hoax or you are misled or whatever. But it could be that maybe it's time to shift. Maybe it's time to shift gears. Maybe it's time to expand your mind. Maybe it's time to start to see things in a just, maybe a different way. Maybe the way that we came on to the journey isn't really the way we were meant to, I don't want to say end up, because there really isn't an end, but it's just not where we're at now, and that's okay. And maybe we're just going to figure out a way to have a little bit more fun. Has this journey become too much work, as in it's just all work, no play, or we thought that if we worked really hard that we were going to get a reward, and then for some of you maybe that reward didn't come, or you just actually had more grief than you expected, like myself. And we just kind of end up at the end of the day just feeling defeated and like, oh my gosh, questioning everything. Are we even having fun? So Indy, my cat, is here to remind us, if you're not having fun doing something, then why are we doing it? So try to find a way to make this an enjoyable journey again. try to find a way to make your life enjoyable again as a whole. And that's what I'm really, really trying to practice every day for myself. There's certain things that I'm not having fun with anymore, and I'm wondering why. So I've got to go back to what those things are that I really, really enjoy doing, and kind of try to dissect why it became no fun. So there's just, it's just all a learning curve, I guess. Find your voice. Beautiful. And you know what? It's been a really long time, you guys, since I've shared my personal stuff in a reading. I used to do it all the time. I did. I used to do it all the time. And some people may probably have not liked it, but maybe some people really liked it too. Because it's kind of like you have to be able to identify. You don't have to, but it's nice to be able to identify with other people on this journey and just say, gosh, you know, that's crazy that you're going through that too. It makes us feel connected. It makes us feel less crazy, right? So find your voice and maybe find a way to use your voice in a productive or maybe uplifting way. And we have learned to adapt. Exactly. I mean, it's all a learning curve, you guys. It's all a learning curve. So we've got to learn to adapt to our new circumstances. I mean, I could sit here all day long and mourn for how it was when I first started on the journey, and some of the things that I didn't have a miserable time the entire time. There was times on my journey that I had a really good time. It just didn't end up that way. But I've had to learn to adapt to just the way things are now and the people that are, you know, no longer in my life. I've had to adapt to these changes. I've had to adapt to just a new way of, I don't know, I guess being every day. And it takes sometimes just strength. It takes sometimes just courage to be able to face the day or face just the new way of things. So we all have to just learn to adapt on our journeys and just find ourselves and find out who we are. And sometimes we're just going to find who we are through the good times and the bad times, period. So we're going to go ahead and end this reading with some images or things that could be coming up as signs from spirit. So we're going to go into my dream oracle cards for this. Bridge. Stay strong and remain connected to what's important to you. That's the thing, you guys. I must be meant to share certain things that I've been going through because maybe it will be helpful to you guys. But it's like at the end of the day, what's really important to you is all that matters, you know? And that's one of the issues that I had with Mr. Moon in the beginning of this journey, is that I got so carried away with my community. I got so carried away with feeling important or feeling like accomplished, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know, this is the first time that I've really truly felt accomplished and felt good about something I was doing. I'd always been in some kind of corporate setting or managerial setting, and it just really wasn't rewarding to me. I was good at it, but it wasn't rewarding to me. This is the first time that I've done anything where I actually have felt reward. But things have shifted and changed. And so some of that supply is just no longer there. And I had to ask myself, what am I doing this for? Am I doing this because I love it and enjoy it? Or am I doing it for some sort of supply of self-worth, of, you know, just feeling good or feeling important or whatever? I had to ask myself all those things. Total ego, you know, coming in to play. But as long as I stay connected to what's important to me, and what's interesting too, is that my readings have changed over, I would say, the last year. And I think that what's always been important to me is the twin flame journey. And it's not about a twin flame, because it's not that for me. It's about the people that I have connected to in my life throughout this awakening process and twin flame journey that I have learned from and that have triggered me along the way. That to me is like my journey. It's a spiritual journey. That's what I really see it as a spiritual journey. And because of that, I feel like what I've done is I've pulled myself away from this kind of, style of reading, really diving deep into the divine masculine, really diving deep into the divine feminine, really diving deep into the twin flame journey, because being a reader is very difficult, you guys. There are some people out there on YouTube, God bless them, that all they do all day freaking long, because they have all the time in the world, is to crank out video after video after video, just content. And they've got, a shit ton of subscribers. That's awesome. And then there are other people, such as myself and other people that I know, that sometimes they have day jobs too, and they do this in addition to their day jobs, or this is their income, their day job, and they also have personal readings that they offer. There are some people on YouTube that do not offer personal readings, and some of them because they don't need to, some of them don't want to, some of them, it's just not their thing. When you work with the community, you get to see how things are affecting people. It's a lot more real. With someone that's just cranking out videos and they're not really connecting at all with anybody personally, and they don't know what people are thinking. They don't know what types of people are watching their readings, how it's affecting them, how it might be derailing them, how it might be affecting them in a negative way. So when you work with the community and you hear people's stories, and not that it's my place to judge anybody that comes to me, but sometimes there are people that have come to me that I've had to turn away. And the reason why, and it's not out of like a judgment thing, it's out of, I've got to have integrity for myself. And also I just feel like there's something that's not right here. So there are people that have come to me that have had, straight up situations where people are being abused, hospitalized, stalker cases, just crazy things like that do happen in life. But a person like that, that's dealing with that situation, I mean, who am I to say it is a twin flame or it's not a twin flame? But that's just not the kind of relationship that I would ever promote for someone, is abuse. So it was very eye-opening to me throughout the years to know that there are people that are watching my content, and I can't control it. But the people that are watching my content, some of them are plugged into something that might not be good for them, something very toxic, but yet they're placing a twin flame label on it. So I felt in some kind of way that it was my duty to make sure that everybody knew, the situation, that make sure, just trying to help everyone, but also prevent anybody from thinking the wrong, just straight up control, which has always been one of my biggest pitfalls. Thinking that I can save people and control a situation. Warning labels, this and that, making sure everybody knows this, making sure everybody knows that, this is for you, this isn't for you, all this crap. I've spent so much time and energy on trying to police just these twin flame readings that I kind of pulled away from it altogether. Because I'm so afraid that someone's going to get sucked into a situation that maybe is not good for them. And I'm not God and I'm not a savior. All I can do is just help guide people. And I can't control who's going to take this information and turn it into something that is toxic and obsessive, or somebody that it's going to help. I don't have control. And so I believe and feel that I have allowed that over the last year to really get in my way of what I used to do. So that's just the God's honest truth. So stay strong and remain connected to what's important to you. What's important to me, you guys, is this journey. What's important to me is this concept. What's important to me is your well-being, but not to the detriment of my own well-being, to where now I'm too busy worrying about you and not taking care of me and just living my life and journey. So do I practice what I preach? Hell no. Who the hell does? Let's just be honest here. It's really easy to dish it out, but it's not easy to take. So there you go. Bridge. So what is it? What was the point before I went into all of my spiel? It was, as long as you're strong and as long as you're strong and grounded in who you are, then it's going to be very difficult for all this crap to take you off your path. And it's going to be hard for you to get sold out to it. And that's what happened to me. And now I just feel like I'm slowly pulling myself out of that hole. Color. Express your true feelings. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real for you guys. And every time I do this, you know, sometimes I lose followers. At the end of the day, it can't freaking matter. I was also getting so wrapped up in I need to post at certain times, because nothing is worse, you guys, than putting a lot of effort and time and energy into something for it to just kind of just flatline. So is it ego or is it effort? You know, I think maybe it can get to a point where it's just like you need to stay relevant. You need to, you know, thrive in your community. But I did get to a point where I was just like, I post something and it's just not getting the same engagement. And it was funny because I actually looked on YouTube and I was like, you know, reasons why videos aren't doing really well and this and that. And one of the reasons was people just aren't resonating with you anymore. People just don't like your content. And I'm just like, damn, that's a harsh truth. And that could just be it. It could just be that. People just don't really care for the content anymore. And I've got to be okay with that, you know, where I once maybe was resonating with the big audience may not be there anymore. It may also be that there's, you know, a lot of other readers to choose from now that weren't there before. And so that could just be that as well. It could be a lot of things, but all I know is that I can't focus on it or obsess on it. I just can't. And I also know that I just need to be true to myself, which is what I'm trying to do in this video, because I haven't really felt like I've been true to myself for a very long time. And gift, just be present, be in the present moment. And at the end of the day, yes, all the things, even the shitty things that have happened on my journey have been gifts, because you want to know what? Without those things happening, I wouldn't have just gotten to a spot either in my marriage. And if some of you guys have been watching my videos for a while now, I obviously went through some major crisis in my marriage to Mr. Moon. I think it was at the end of November. So let's just say December of last year. And I just really, really needed a shakeup, I think, of things in order to realize what was important to me. And that's what was really important to me is my marriage. And I think I needed to go through a lot of things in order to realize how important it really was. And that there was a lot of things and time and energy that I was giving elsewhere that just ended up actually, it's non-existent in my life now. So only the people that are truly meant to be in your lives will be in your lives. They'll be present in your life like a freaking gift. And it doesn't mean that if someone isn't in your life that you can't connect with them or that it can't be a beautiful connection, because sometimes people are just, they can't make it work. There are people in my life that I love dearly, but it won't work. And I'm going to tell you why it won't work. I'm not even going to blame them, as easy as it could be. It's me. I do not have the tools or the capacity to be able to function healthily in those connections. I just don't have it. I'll either not have it at all in this life. Maybe it'll be the next life. I don't know. But all I know is that being in my present moment and being present with my family, my partner, my cats, my house, myself, that's the most important thing on this journey. Not the people that are not in my life, the people that are in my life. That is the most important thing to me right now. So I don't know who this is going to resonate with today. And sometimes when I do this kind of stuff, I'm like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't post this, but I'm gonna post it. So I hope that this was helpful to someone out there. So thank you so much, you guys. Take care. Bye.